So sit up on something and cross your right shin over your left, and then wiggle your feet so that they're almost right directly underneath your knees. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Do that twice more. Up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. One more time. Bring them up to your ears, back, and then down. And then sink really, really, really low into whatever you're sitting on and get tall through the crown of your head. If it's comfortable, you can close your eyes or find an easy gaze point somewhere in front of you, but just start to settle in and notice your breath. And what I mean when I say notice your breath, does it feel sort of short? Is it kind of choppy? Does it feel easy to breathe in and out? Maybe this is the first time you've noticed your breathing today. Maybe it's an easy breath. Whatever it is, try not to judge it and just let it happen, but notice it. Loosen your jaw, relax your forehead. Try to relax the space behind your eyes. And sit here for several more breaths. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And we're going to start off by switching the cross of our legs. So left shin goes right in front of the right shin. Breathe in and reach your hands up above and reach as if your fingertips could touch the ceiling. And then bring them back down. Let's do that twice more. Reach your fingertips way up to the ceiling. Get long through both sideways. And then bring your hands back down. One more time like that. Reach up, breathe in, and then breathe out. Bring your hands down. To your arms, reach them wide to both sides. If you don't have room in your space, you can goalpost your arms and reach them back like you're about to give like a big hug to somebody. You're like gearing up for it. And breathe here just for a little bit. This actually is more effort than one would think when you hold it. It starts to warm up the back of your shoulders and opens up your chest. Breathe here. On your exhale, bring your left arm underneath your right arm and give yourself a hug. Point your elbows up towards the ceiling. As you breathe in, look up, bring your elbows towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, curve your spine down, bring your elbows down to the ground. A couple more times like that. Breathe in, elbows up towards the ceiling, look up. Exhale, dome your spine, look down. Two more times. One more time like this. On your next inhale, tee your arms out wide, reach your arms back, bring your shoulder blades together, and then we'll do the opposite. So right arm's gonna go underneath and left arm's gonna go on top. Reach your elbows up to the sky and first breathe in as you reach your elbows up and you look up. As you exhale, dome your spine, look down. Inhale, gaze up, arms up. Exhale, chin to chest, dome your spine. 2 more times like that. On your next inhale, bring those arms out wide again. Bring them up, up, up. Reach towards the ceiling and then bring them back down. Okay, I'm going to turn sideways because I don't know if I have space to do this. I don't think I do. So I'm going to turn sideways and we're going to do a little bit of twisting. So inhale your arms up. And then on your exhale, you're going to twist over to your right, to your arms, and just gaze out in front of you. We'll do that again. Inhale, arms up. We'll go the other way. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, arms up. Twist to your left. Let's do that a couple more times. This is probably the one move that I feel like I need to do in the morning time. Get some twisting action going and also kind of warming up your shoulders. One more time to either side. Okay. When you twist to your left, this time you're going to stay there. So right hand is going to come over to your left knee, and then you're going to place your left hand behind you. If it's too much to place your left hand behind you, you can prop it up on either a block or a stack of books or something like that. So here, very gently, you're going to, as you breathe in, get long, 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 like we did in the beginning, through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, try to gently twist from your abdomen a little more to your left. And repeat that. And don't force it, just gently see if you can get any more mobility using your breath. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. So arms go up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to twist over to your right. Right hand comes down, left hand comes over to your right knee. Same deal. As you breathe in, get long through the crown of your head. As you exhale, give yourself a little help by pushing your left hand into your right knee and see if you can twist any more to your right. No, not a huge thing, not a huge twist, just gentle. Notice your breath. Twisting is a great thing to do, especially for digestion. All right. As you come back, you can raise your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bring your arms down by your side. Okay. We're going to get on our hands and knees and do some movements. You don't need a yoga mat to practice yoga. You can really practice it anywhere. The main thing that gets a lot of people is if you have any knee trouble, being on your knees can sometimes cause pain. So you can always just put a blanket down to protect your knees. So we're going to go into a tabletop position, which means our shoulders are over our wrists and your hips are over your knees. And we already kind of did some cat cows in our warm up, so we'll do some more. So with our inhale, we're going to breathe in, look up, gaze up. Exhale, dome your spine, drop your head. Exhale. A couple more times like that. One more time. Okay, come to neutral spine, meaning you're not in cat and you're not in cow, and extend your right leg behind you. And we're just opening up the back of our legs so you can kind of sway back and forth. So you're giving a stretch to your hamstring. It's also a stretch for your toes as well. So sway back and forth a little bit. If you find a space that feels especially nice, that you feel like you're really getting a stretch, you can stay there for a couple breaths. All right. And then we'll come back and we'll do it right on the other side. So left foot extends and then you're going to sway back and forth a little bit, opening up the back of your leg, your calf, your hamstring, the back of your knee. Okay. And if you find a nice spot you want to hold it, you can do so. All right. And then back to tabletop. So now we're going to do some hip circles, and these can be a little challenging. So there's a couple ways to do them. What I'm going to suggest is laying your right forearm down on the ground, and it's sort of pointed at an angle. So not straight ahead, but at an angle. You can tent your fingers over to your left, and you're going to raise your left foot up into the air like you're stamping the ceiling with your foot. And then keeping your leg bent, you're going to make circles in one direction. And then switch and go the other direction. I haven't done this in several days, and I do it every day, but I haven't been feeling too well. So this is especially a little more challenging for me today. But it's a great thing to do. Hips get real stuck. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So you're going to lay your left forearm down at an angle, right fingers tent over to your right side. You're going to bend that leg, right? And then you're going to like pretend like you're stamping your foot up into the ceiling. Now, this is a good thing to notice. Are you sinking into your hips? If so, try to use some of that cat pose in your lower back to bring the abdomen back up. All right, let's do some circles on the other side. All right, and switch. Great. All right, place the knee back down and then do a couple cat cows to kind of wash it all out. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is something called scapula push-ups. So basically what it is, or think of your shoulder blades like a pair of wings. So we're going to be bringing them together and then bringing them apart, together and apart, together and apart. And you're going to do it as if you're giving your shoulder blades almost like a little push-up. So you're going to sink down like almost like a cow pose, bring your shoulder blades together on your back, and then you're going to bring them apart almost like a cat situation, cat pose. So you're going to do like the cow, sorry, I mentioned cow pose, bring your shoulder blades together. And then like the cat, you're going to spread them. We're not going into the full pose. You're just focusing right now on that space right between your shoulder blades. So it's sort of a subtle movement, but it's a really good movement to kind of feel unstuck. But sometimes I like to tent my fingers while I do this too. It gives a little more mobility. Now, you can do this slow or you can do it fast, but you will notice it doesn't take too long that you'll start to warm up, especially in the area, the top of your shoulders. This is a good thing because that area, no matter who you are, usually is probably pretty tense and might not get the kind of attention it needs throughout the course of the day with the amount of work we do sitting at a desk or the stress of life and everything. All right, so we'll stop there. Okay, hands can come back flat on the ground. Tuck your toes. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do, still sort of on the ground here, is something called toes pose, and it's basically sitting on your toes. So I'm gonna turn around so that you can have a sense of what this means. Basically, what you're doing is you're tucking all 10 toes underneath, and it's even the pinky toe. This is assuming that you don't have socks or shoes on, which you probably it's not the best idea to have socks or shoes when you're doing the yoga pose. And then what you're going to do is sit back onto your heels. This can be incredibly intense, but it is so great to do for your feet and for your entire body. Your feet have something called interstitial muscles. So it's really kind of like a webbing that covers your entire body. And when you're stretching that webbing out, you're really giving kind of like a stretch to your whole anatomy. Ideally, you want your heels to kind of come close together. If this is too intense, you can always bring your hands down to the ground as you do it. All right, so hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can come up and tap your feet on the ground. All right. Bring hands down to the ground, come into your tabletop. You're going to tuck your toes again, and then you're going to push your hips up into the sky and come into a downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of this little episode. So what you're going to do is push your hands down on the ground, keep a bend in your knees, and start to pedal out left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. We already did some opening of the back of the leg. So hopefully this feels a little more liquid. All right. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you can tiptoe up to the top of your space. You're going to lengthen your spine forward, look forward. On your exhale, fold over your legs, drop your head. As if it was the slowest thing that you've done all day, you're going to start to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. And the last thing that should be coming up is your head. All right. Once you're up straight, just take a second and get a feel for how it's going for you right now. Has that 19 minutes of movement done anything for you? I'm sure you might feel a little bit different physically, energetically. Just notice. All right. You're going to clasp your hands behind your back, and then, like we did in the beginning, you're going to roll up, back, and down with your shoulders. And then, if it's feasible, try to push back with your knuckles. So it's not so much that you're trying to push up, but you're trying to push back. And let your chest open here. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. All right. We're just going to do some really simple, short lunging poses. So you're going to start by raising your arms up in the air. On your exhale, you're going to fold over your legs. Inhale, you're going to look forward. On your exhale, you're going to step your right foot back and place your knee down on the ground. Come on up to a lunge. On your inhale, you're going to raise your hands up to the sky and look up. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. On your exhale, bring hands down to your mat and step back into a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you're going to raise your leg up to the sky. Bring your right foot up towards your right hand. Left knee down on the ground. Come on up to a lunge. Inhale, arms up. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Hands down to the ground. Step forward, look forward. fold over your legs, drop your head. On your inhale, bring hands to your hips, come up with a flat back, and then arms up, gaze up. Exhale, arms by your side. We'll do that on the other side. On your inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs, head drops. Inhale, look forward. On your exhale, left foot steps back, left knee on the ground. Come on up. Inhale, arms up. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Hands come back down on the ground. Step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Exhale it towards the top of your mat. Right knee comes down. Inhale, arms up for 3, 2, 1. Hands come back down on the ground. Step right foot forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. Arms up. Arms by your side. We have time for one more of those. So we'll do a lunge on either side. Inhale, arms up, look up. Place your hands together. Exhale, fold forward. Drop your head. Inhale, look forward, lengthen spine. On your exhale, right foot goes back. Come on up. Raise arms up to the sky. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Hands come down to the ground. Step back into a downward facing dog. On your inhale, right leg goes up to the sky. On your exhale, right foot comes forward. Left knee comes down to the ground. Inhale, arms up for 3, 2, 1. Hands come down to the ground. Step forward, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come on up, arms up. Exhale, arms by your side. All right, we'll do that one more time on the other side. And then we'll come back down to the ground. Inhale, arms up, look up. On your exhale, fold forward, drop your head. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, left leg goes back. Arms come up. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Hands come down to the ground. Step back into downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Step forward, right knee down to the ground. Inhale here for 3, 2, 1. Hands come down to the ground. Step forward, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come on up. Arms up. Exhale, arms by your side. All right. Let's use a half vinyasa, a half movement with breath to come back down to a seated position. So arms come on up. You're going to gaze up. On your exhale, again, fold forward over your legs. Drop your head like a bowling ball. Let it all spill out. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, step back and come into tabletop and then find a seat. Okay. I'm going to sit on a block and I'm going to sit in a pose called Virasana. So it's essentially like sitting right on my feet, but I'm going to put the block underneath my feet. All right. Let's end the way we began. So inhale your shoulders up, back, and down. Get heavy through your seat and tall through the crown of your head. Close your eyes or find a soft gazing point. And if there's time, I'd like to just read a really short passage from No Mud, No Lotus, which is a book by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Zen Buddhist monk. Both suffering and happiness are of an organic nature, which means they are both transitory. They are always changing. The flower, when it wilts, becomes the compost. The compost can help grow the flower again. Happiness is also organic and impermanent by nature. It can become a suffering, and suffering can become happiness again. Take another one. Notice your breath again. Does it feel any different than when you first started? Notice how you feel. And then take an inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. When you're ready, you can open your eyes or look up. Thank you very much, and look forward to next couple weeks. Bye.